All right, moving on to part number 5. 2 sages again. We're dealing with this 2 sages. Now, first man, 12 buildings. Now, you go to Genesis 2, 6 to 7. Give you 12 forms again, 12 buildings. This is first man created from dust and soil. You see, this man they created from dust and soil. Ram created 12 buildings with stone. That is what it means. So anybody you have problem with that now, they can come forward and refute. Yeah. So Ram created these 12 buildings with stone. So Ram created this first man from dust and soil. Now when we go to the second man now, you go to Genesis 2:8. You're getting the same 7 forms, 7 sages. Second man is referred to as 7 trees. These are the 7 manuscripts of 7 sages. All the manuscript of the sages. That is what that is all about. Now 7 forms, 7 sages, second man. Now Genesis 2:18, 7 forms, second man. We concentrated on him, right? It is not good for second man, 7 sages to live alone. That is what that verse is saying, eh? So we go in now, Genesis 2:19, present 12 forms again. Ram constructed 12 buildings with stone. That's 12 buildings with stone. He constructed first man with stone, right? Then he brought the second man, meaning the 7 manuscripts. Remember the second man is 7 manuscripts? 7 sages. The first man, he carried to the 12 buildings, the 12 forms, to see what Ram would name them. Name the first man 12 buildings. This is Ram taking the 7 sages in his backpack with him to construct 12 buildings. This is his toolkit. So reading this Bible, they must understand this is this is high science, and to know what they're reading. Now let's go to the ribs. We know we always hear about God made man. He take out a rib from the first man and he make a woman. So here we are talking Genesis 2:21, 12 forms. Again, you could check it on the verse. Then Ram put first man 12 buildings to sleep. He, Ram, took out one of man's ribs. What is one of man's ribs? He took out the second man's ribs. Because there's 2 men in action here. Eh? This is all manuscripts of 7 sages. All records of 12 buildings. That's what it means. You go to Genesis 2:22, 7 forms. He, Ram, named manuscripts of 7 sages second man. So he put a name for the second man here now. And this second man, in the Ramcharitamana is Sita. In this case, they call it woman. They didn't say Eve, no. They said woman. So it is very clear that from the Bible scripture is Sita. Now, Genesis 2:23, 12 forms, meaning the 12 buildings. Then the man said, that is first man said it. This now is the 12 buildings talking, eh? This is manuscripts of 12 buildings named woman Sita. She was taken out of first man 12 buildings. So the manuscript, they take out the 12 manuscripts, the 7 manuscripts from the 12 buildings. This is the second man. They take out this manuscript from the 12 buildings. That is what it's saying, okay? Manuscripts is the ribs. Now another one is snake. We always hear that the snake tempted Eve in the Garden of Eden. Well, all right, let's see what it is this case say here. You go to chapter 3:1. You present 12 forms. Anytime you get 12 forms, meaning it's the 12 buildings. So snake here is referring to the 12 buildings. The 12 buildings asked the woman, the manuscripts, which is Sita now, eh? Did God tell you not to eat? Now you have to understand what is it mean and what is this author name is trying to say here, you know. It's 24 Hindu authors that wrote this. He said, did God tell you not to eat? We stop at that. What does it mean? Did God tell you not to write manuscripts? That is what it means. Now, from any tree, meaning from any building in the garden in Lanka, right? Now, chapter 3:2 presents 7 forms. So, you know, one time, that is the second man or the 7 manuscript. What is it? What is this manuscript saying? We may eat, meaning we may write, the fruit of any tree, the manuscript of any building. Right? Now you go to chapter 3:3. Except tree in middle, except book in fourth heaven. Right, we have it here. This is fourth heaven here. Except the book, you can write anything, but except that book, you cannot write that book. Because if you do, it means the fourth resurrection, right? You create the book, and book is without life. So the book this is third death immediately. This is why they say, if you do, you will die. It means that if you wrote the book, you're getting a third death in it too. So this is how this book was written, and you have to understand that. Anybody wants to refute, they must come forward.